Hello, everyone. Good evening, or good late afternoon, too, and welcome to Doyle Field, historic Doyle Field, as I like to call it, in Brewer, Maine. And welcome to high school sports here on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com. I'm Jim Churchill, along with Jay Baines. Jay, good evening to you.
Hello, Jim. Long time no see.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Time for a little soccer here tonight. We've got Nathaniel Bailey on camera. Max Pottle will be joining us for game number 2. Game number 1, a boys matchup between the Brewer Witches and the Hampden Academy boys. Hampden is 1-2. Brewer, no record as of yet, as the two teams will take the field here momentarily. We're going to get to some senior night festivities here tonight, and then coming up right after this boys matchup, we will have the girls matchup between the Broncos and the Witches. Right now, I want to turn it over to Brewer High School Athletic Director Dave Utterback, and he'll get the senior night festivities underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the City of Brewer's historic Doyle Field, and welcome to our audience tuning in with our exclusive live stream partner, 929 The Ticket and Sportsnet Maine. Welcome again to this 2020 Regional Boys Soccer Contest that features the visiting Hampden Academy Broncos and the Brewer Witches. Tonight, Brewer High School would like to recognize and celebrate the class of 2021 boys soccer players and family members able to be in attendance here with us tonight. We will start with number 00, Alex Hodgins. Representing Alex is parents Tim and Katie, brother Andrew. After graduation, Alex will go to college to study criminal justice. The next senior is Aaron Garcia. Tonight, Aaron is represented by his mother, Rebecca, and although he didn't list him, I am going to call out Pablo. After graduation, Aaron will go into work. Also here tonight, it looks like Robin Garcia.
High school sports on Ticket TV, getting set for the Hampden Academy versus Brewer soccer matchup on the boys' side. Girls action coming up right after the boys' game. And the senior players for the Brewer boys.
Next senior, Alex Carroll. Alex represented by Cassandra Matson, Dave Matson, and Garrett Heyman. After graduation, Alex will complete a 2-year business program through EMCC. The next senior, Kyle Goodrich. Kyle represented tonight by his mother, Tracy, father, Troy, and sister, Jordan. After graduation, Kyle will go to KVCC for lineman school, and he plans to stay involved in youth athletics through coaching. Next up, Hunter Russell. Next senior, Brendan Saunders. Tonight, Brendan is represented by his mother, Mary, his father, Craig, sister, Bridget, and his brother, Brady Saunders. After graduation, Brendan will attend the University of Maine to study international finance. He is represented by his mother, Katie Sproul, father, Patrick Doak, and Gary Higgins, his grandfather, as well as Coach Phil Turmel. After graduation, Cody plans to attend the University of New England to pursue a career in osteopathic medicine. To go to Huston University for nursing and to play soccer with plans to become a nurse anesthesiast. Out to their position on the field for the national anthem. We will start with Hampden Academy. Reserve players, number 1, Max Fleming. Number 2, Alex Sanchez. Number 6, Avery Richard. Number 8, Matthew Knupp. Number 13, Ryan Sokolsky. Number 14, Morgan Tash. Number 15, Nick St. Pierre. Number 16, Braden Soul. Number 22, Samuel Burnham. Number 24, Lyndon Gabrick. And number 99, Eli Wilson. Starting lineup for the Broncos. In goal, number 00, Cooper Moran. Number 17, Max Ross. Number 21, Tate Clow. Number 10, Isaiah Dove. Number 18, Connor Parker. Number 3, Sean McQuilkin. Number 7, Colin Scobie. Number 5, Brennan Phillips. Number 9, Mark Fashel. Number 11, Izzy McMillan. And number 4, Ethan Sokolsky. Hampden Academy is coached by Damian Gordon and Madison Hodgden. Now let's introduce the team members for the Brewer Witches, starting with number 3, a sophomore, Andrew Hudgens. Number 5, a junior, Ben Lord. Number 6, a sophomore, Pablo Garcia. Number 8, a freshman, Kyle Hoare. Number 11, a freshman, Braden Carr. Number 12, a sophomore, Matt Smith. Number 15, a freshman, Christian Wood. Number 18, a sophomore, Jed Gilpatrick. Number 19, a junior, Ashton Reardon. Number 25, a freshman, Josh Schneider. The backup goalkeeper is a freshman, Grady Van Edestein. Starting lineup for the Witches. In goal, number 00, a senior, Alex Hodgins. Number 16, a senior, a captain, Brendan Saunders. Number 17, senior captain, Cody Doak. Number 2, a sophomore, Josh Hoare. Number 14, a senior captain, Hunter Russell. Number 13, a sophomore, Brady Saunders. Number 4, a junior, Colby Smith. Number 10, senior captain, Kyle Goodrich. Number 9, a senior, Alex Carroll. Number 7, a senior, Aaron Garcia. And number 22, a senior captain, Gavin Carr. Brewers coached by Ben Pullman, Phil Trammell, and Chris Brady. Tonight's officials are Miss Pickering and Mr. Asare.
All right, there you have it, the rosters and the starting lineups for tonight's game here at Doyle Field. We'll take a quick time out, and we'll come back and get things going here at Doyle. This is Ticket TV. And welcome back to Doyle Field. Welcome back to high school sports, high school soccer for you this evening here on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com. Great to have you with us. Jim Churchill along with Jay Baines here from Brewer. Jay Baines, not only a director of high school sports and a member of the Ticket TV team, but also a soccer official, Jay.
Yes,
so
I can
be my...
I can assure you my assigner is not happy I'm taking the night off from him tonight due to our officiating shortage due to the pandemic, but...
We won't tell anybody.
No, we won't tell anyone.
All right, the Broncos, 1-2 coming into this one. Brewer playing their first game of the season. Doyle Field going to be in pretty good shape despite the lack of moisture this summer and on into the fall, Jay. We've had a little recently to help the cause. There's a boot downfield. Hampden in the white jerseys here tonight, the white uniforms. Brewer in the black. Hampden trimmed in purple, of course, and the Witches trimmed in white and orange. Now, see, that's a move right there that I could... Oh, and just
there
like that, a header into the net. That was number 3 for Hampden. Sean McQuilkin, a senior. Got a great feed there, Jay, and put it home.
Yeah, I think that kind of caught Brewer off guard right there. There's a new rule here where you can only have 5v5 in the box coming off a throw-in and corner kick. Kind of caught Brewer off guard. Brewer hasn't played yet. Hampden, this is their 4th game.
All right, so the Witches down 1-0 in this one. Trying to apply a little pressure. The goalie for Hampden is Cooper Moran. He is a junior. Throw in. Deep in that left corner. The Broncos drive it out of there, but they drive it into the Brewer bench.
This field right here is a lot narrower than their field over in the turf over at Hampden. Only about 60 yards wide here at Doyle. Hampden's about 70.
Wow.
So little tight corridors here for the Broncos.
Make the adjustment. Not to mention they're playing on grass versus turf, which must make a huge impact.
Yeah, a little bit. Turf is definitely neutralization. Mm-hmm. I think the new turf at Hampden plays a little bit more like grass. It's not like the fast turf that the old carpet or kind of the older Astro turf that you saw in the 70s and 80s.
And here's a shot knocked down by Moran, and now the Broncos will work it upfield. Across the way, that was Ethan Sokolowski. So Sean McQuilkin with the goal for Hampden, 1-0.
Yeah, they like to... We always tell our players, we want them to challenge with the shoulders, go straight up. Any of the grabby stuff you want to kind of squash early, especially in the first 5 minutes of the game. Set a tone, let the players know exactly what you want, what you don't want, just keep them safe and just establish a pace.
Quilkin centered it into a bunch of humanity there, but the Witches are going to break out with it. See the Hampden coach across the way, Damian Gordon, urging his players to get back. Brewer had a bit of a break there, but it was quelled. See a lot of the Brewer Witches basketball players also part of this soccer unit. Coach Ben Poland, assisted by Phil Termel. Across the near sideline, off Brewer.
This being Brewer's first game, Brewer had the advantage. They were one of the few schools that actually did the full summer workout starting, the 6th of July. So we're going on 3 months now that these boys have been together. Hampden really didn't get started till the end of August. Even though Hampden's played 3 games, these Brewer boys really had the opportunity to blend.
Just getting into it. Brady Saunders, one of those Witches who also plays on the basketball court. And that one is kicked out of bounds there, off the leg of Isaiah Dove, senior for the Broncos. So along the way, now I've done hundreds and hundreds of basketball, baseball, football, hockey to some extent. Over the last couple of weeks here, Jay, I've been learning field hockey.
Field hockey.
I've done 4 field hockey games
there we
now.
go.
And this would be my first soccer game. So what I'm saying is I'm leaning on you heavily.
I'll tell you what, I wish I had this angle when I'm officiating a game.
Not
We
bad-
say that every time that
Right.
we do film. We do film as well. You'd be surprised.
How often do you do film?
I know, our local board here, we meet bi-weekly, and we do a
Yep.
lot of, especially now because we're doing everything virtually, but it's given us the opportunity to do more film.
Aaron Garcia going down to the turf.
So this is what Hampden's going to have to do right here. They're going to have to
Corner
have
kick.
one player come out, so you get 5v5 as well as your keeper. And that rule is specific for this year.
Got a battle right in front of the net there between a Brewer Witch and a Bronco. The throw in by the Witches towards the goal, and Moran knocked it down. Trying to get to that ball with a header was Gavin Carr. Couldn't quite get to it. And the ball out of bounds again.
Carr's a senior captain, 4-year starter for the Witches. Kind of battled injury a little bit last year. They came back probably towards the end of last season. Comes back against Bangor, and I believe it was Brewer's first win over Bangor in at least 20 years.
Wow.
At least the first in the 21st century.
There's a header by Colby Smith, but it's fielded by Moran, the Bronco goalie. Fires it out of there. And we got it. Whoa, got a player down, and player down is Mark Fasciol, captain for the Broncos.
This is
He
one
was
of the
looking for something there, Jay.
They really got tangled. They took the foul. They kind of get tangled in the extracurricular stuff later. I don't think there was any ill intent there. This is what makes a 2-person crew really difficult. If you ran your normal 3-person crew, you have someone in the middle to specifically deal with something like that, and you have your 2 ARs to focus on your out of bounds and lines.
Yeah, that's a lot of acreage to cover.
It is a
for
ton
2 officials.
of acreage.
Holy
Yes,
cow.
especially in a varsity contest.
All right, Broncos set it in motion here. Coach Gordon,
like they
a little
had
frustration
some-
there.
Looks like they had some sort of set play. Kind
It
of
was
fell
not
apart there.
executed as it was designed, certainly. All right, here come the Witches, trailing in this game 1-0. Oh, good defense there by the Broncos. Number 17, Max Ross, just a sophomore, making the defensive play. Looks like Max may be wearing a cast out there on his right arm. Can't use your hands anyway. So. Now the officials discussing something near midfield. Yeah, so is this a result of the lack of officials, Jay, that we're working
Typically
with
in a regular season, varsity contest, we'll run with 2 normally.
Okay.
Obviously our game count's way down this year, one with a shortened season, the fact that most of our middle schools are not running this year as well.
That's true.
But then again, it has to do with availability of everyone else. I mean, even a 5 o'clock kick is tough for someone who works a normal 9 to 5.
Right. All right, there is a goal for the Witches. Moran making the attempt there to get a hand on it, keep it out of the net, but unsuccessful as the Witches squeak one through. Did you catch who that was, Jay?
Let's see on the
Here it
replay
is.
right here.
Oh,
Nice touch by Carr right there, and kind of deflected off a Bronco defender.
Nice dish.
Keeper did get a handle on it.
Yeah. We'll track down that goal scorer. Couldn't quite see it from that angle, the jersey number. But it's 1-1 as the Witches with the equalizer. Now the Broncos try to get it back. Easy save there for Alex Hodgins.
Nice.
Aaron Garcia with the goal for Brewer. So McQuilkin for Hampden, Garcia for Brewer. Here in this first half, and we are tied at 1.
Always nice to score on senior night,
Yeah.
even though it's first this year.
There's Garcia. And that's going to go off Hampden, or did it? Oh, I'm going to say it was off Garcia.
I think they're going to take the slide tackle for an indirect free kick.
Okay.
We've kind of banished slide tackling.
That's right.
Slide tackling an opponent this year.
Kind of an inadvertent slide tackle there. I think he was trying to save the ball.
Yeah, that's where it's really tough, especially when you're right along the touchline right now. But they say if you're 6 feet within a player, that magical 6 feet.
Yep.
They say urging the side of safety.
Yep.
The other issue that we face is these electronic whistles. Most of us like them. We didn't think we'd like them at first, but having that handheld whistle is actually kind of fun. They just don't project as much as we wish they did.
Yeah, you can turn up the intensity with your own air.
We like to establish presence
Yeah.
when we need to. We don't want to, but when we need to, we will. And we've seen that across other sports as well, especially in the college and professional ranks, that those handheld whistles just don't project. And
Right.
there's more chance for an inadvertent whistle as well.
All right. May not have been Aaron Garcia with the goal for Brewer. Dave Utterback back here in the press box. AD for Brewer High School. We'll see if we can get the official word on that goal by the Witches. In any event, it's 1-1. You said that pass on that goal was from Carr. That was a
Carr had a
nifty
really nice touch
touch,
in trouble
yeah.
right there to put it.
That went into the Bronco bench. Looks like we get another Bronco player getting set to check in. That would be Morgan Tash, a junior. Throw by the Broncos. Quilkin with a high arching kick towards the goal, and a collision in front of the goal. Ball is still loose, but a whistle. And
Looks like the attacker fouled the goalkeeper right there. Goalkeeper's just making a typical goalkeeper play right there. He has the right to that ball.
yep.
Take the foul coming right out.
And goalkeeper Alex Hodgins. Here's McQuilkin for Hampden, who had the first goal of the game. Now the Witches bring the ball across midfield. Cut off at the pass by the Broncos. Tate Clough. Oh, we got a collision there.
Right there, the push in the back.
Brady Saunders. I could have made that call. So what's the official call there, Jay? Just a foul?
We just call that pushing the back right there. Pushing.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that's thought it'd be something more technical, more elaborate than pushing the back.
Pushing.
Oh,
Yes.
pushing.
That's it.
All right, pushing. All right, the ball is deep, and Hodgins out of the goal, and a little confusion there, and the Broncos cash in. And with the goal there for Hampden is Mark Fasciol. He is a captain. He's been very much involved in many different ways here in the early part of this game. And the Broncos are back on top by 1. 2-1 Hampden trying to get to the 500 mark. So McQuilkin and Fasciol with goals for Hampden. And we're going to get the official word on the Brewer goal here very soon. Which is back to work. Colby Smith drops it back for Josh Hoare, a junior to a freshman there. It's Cody Doak, one of the senior captains for Brewer. Nice move there by Saunders. A little crossover. Saunders with some nifty footwork, maintaining control. Ball bounds to the middle of the field. Kyle Goodrich, another senior for the Witches. And a collision here. And looks like it's going to go against Hampden based upon the body language. And save made there by Moran. Up ahead it goes to Ishmael McMillan. Goalie's out of the net, and a miss wide left there by Brewer. Golden opportunity. That was Matthew Smith with the boot there that went wide left. All right, we have clarification on the Brewer goal. Alex Carroll with the goal, senior. With the goal, made it 1-1, but Fasciol with another goal here for Hampden. So the Broncos back on top, 2-1. Broncos working at it on the near side. Saunders intercepts just shy of midfield. Lights are on here at historic Doyle Field. I don't know if it's officially branded as historic Doyle Field, but I'm calling it historic Doyle Field. And I think I heard the AD say historic in the pregame festivities, so it's catching on. And collision across the way.
Just outside the penalty area. I think Hampden's really fortunate on that aspect.
Whoa! Wow. Okay. And that's going to cause somebody to be ejected out of the game, right? You can't have that. That was a full-blown punch right there, Jay. And it looks like Sean McQuilkin will have to leave. All right, so McQuilkin, who had the first goal in the game, he is going to check out. So get the red card.
Yep, so they're going to play man down the rest of the way.
Wow.
Yeah, the keeper had possession of that. They get tangled. You know, Carr's right there. You know, I understand you're trying to defend your keeper, but, you know, there's no reason for that, especially to swing like that.
Yeah.
No tolerance. And this is the type of situation where, you have the red card, tempers, the heat of the match is really high.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time, explain it through,
Yep.
let things cool down, then bring back, the clock stopped. You can take your time, let
Cooler
things settle.
heads prevail. here.
Absolutely.
All right, so the officials are going to gather up here after the red card and the disqualification of a Bronco player. So down 1 for the rest of the game.
Yes, sir.
A breezy night here in Brewer. Very nice day in the greater Bangor Brewer area throughout the day.
I
But
don't know about you, but October's kind of my favorite month, Jim.
really,
Yeah, just that fall crisp in the air, not too warm. The humidity's gone.
if I didn't have to think about what comes after it, I'd be all set.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, there are reasons to look forward to winter. One would be the game of basketball. Obviously, the NBA is just about finished with their season, and they're going to start much later than normal. They would be just about getting underway at this time and the next season, but haven't quite finished the 1920 season yet, so I believe they're going to
Game
try to
4
start
tonight. Miami's making this interesting.
Yep, we got bodies to the turf. Boy, oh boy, that is... I have much more respect for you, Jay, now, watching these officials try to cover all
This is a tough
field.
matchup. This really is. These are two
It's
teams
very
that know each
physical,
other really
yeah.
well. Brewer's been itching to get back onto the field.
Got some pent-up energy.
Yeah. Boys will be boys as well. But it's competitive. They have the opportunity to compete. We just
Yep.
want to do so safely and smartly, more
Right.
importantly.
And they only have so many games this year, reduced
Yes.
schedule, obviously, so want to make the most of the time they have to play. No. Again, I'm not a soccer or football aficionado, but some of the things I've seen in my rare time watching, okay, I mean,
Yep.
very transparent here,
Okay.
Jay, very transparent. And some of the things you hear about the game are happening right before me here, okay? Now, I haven't seen like real flopping, okay? That's one thing, obviously, that we hear a lot about in soccer.
The amounts of third there for White, a little bit too much of the hip check right there. Like we want that square shoulder-to-shoulder challenge.
Bronco player Max Ross tripped up there by number 22 for Brewer, Gavin Carr. Carr with a beautiful assist in this game, feeding Alex Carroll with the only Brewer goal. 2-1 Hampden. Some leg strength right there. About half the distance of the field. The football field's 100 yards. This looks like a little bit more
Usually
than
it's
that.
about, when the gridiron's down, it's usually a couple yards short of the end zone, so maybe like in the 115, 116 range.
Mm-hmm.
Hampden's 70 by 120.
Okay.
The other change that we have this year coming up is we have these mandatory water breaks at the under 20 mark. To mixed reviews. Some with shorter rosters love them.
Right. Yeah, we've seen quarters. Or
Right, field
Couple of
hockey.
nights
Field
we
hockey was
played
supposed to go to
field
quarters
hockey.
to begin with.
Yep.
They aren't quarters proper in soccer. Whatever the restart, it's kind of like your normal media timeout in basketball, where you just at that point of interruption, you restart. They'll take that time for drinks. They'll take that time to clean the balls, sanitization.
Yep. See, now I would not be able to do that maneuver right there.
Neither would I. As long as
Very
both feet are on the
acrobatic.
ground.
By Brennan Phillips, captain, senior captain for the Broncos.
Yep, they're going to take that
This
break
is
now.
the break. All right. We will take it as well. The 1933 mark, 2-1 Hampden. This is high school sports, high school soccer on Ticket TV at 9. We are back here at Doyle Field. Jim Churchill, Jay Baines, Nathaniel Bailey on camera. We'll be joined by Max Pottle in game number 2. Game number 2 featuring the Hampden Academy girls soccer team and the Brewer High School soccer team. That'll come up shortly after the conclusion of this first game of the night, as we play here in the first half between the Hampden Academy Broncos and the Brewer Witches. And our broadcast here tonight brought to you in part by Brewer Federal Credit Union. We're here for all life's moments. And the broadcast of high school sports here on Ticket TV also brought to you by Tim Bush. If you were looking to buy or sell your next home, call Tim Bush at Next Home Experience today. Tim's number, 951-0747. And we're also brought to you by Sea Dog Brewing Company. If you're looking for great food, drinks, and great views as well, try Sea Dog Brewing Company on the waterfront in downtown Bangor. The Sea Dog is open for dine-in, curbside pickup, or delivery. Open Monday through Friday from 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays noon to 9, and Sundays noon until 6 p.m. Located at 26 Front Street in Bangor. All right, the break here in the first half coming to a conclusion, and Brewer Witches making their way back on the turf here at Doyle. Light starting to take effect. Boy, and boy, another thing that I hate about heading into this part of the year, Jay, is the days get so darn short.
I'll tell you what, Jim. Last, I think it was Thursday, I had a 4:30 kick.
Mm-hmm.
Due to busing, a lot of schools are having busing issues, so we have to delay these games to about 4:30. And we wrapped up about 6 o'clock. We probably wouldn't be able to go any further than that, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
You think that first week of the season, we have plenty of time. No, it's October 1st.
All right, here we go. Underway again. And that one kicked out by Brewer.
And I think Hampden really liked that break, too, because they had the opportunity to kind of reset and reorganize with a man down.
Yeah, that's right. They got to rethink their overall game plan here a little bit. The disqualification.
They did play last night, so they are going back-to-back days. 3-1 loss to MDI.
Trying to turn it up there was Ishmael McMillan. Number 11 in white here tonight. This is Isaiah Dove. He's a senior. Ball bounding into the Brewer goalie Hodgins. Left-handed kick out to midfield. Knocked down there by Colin Scobie for the Broncos. Scobie gets it back. Feeds it ahead to Fascio. Left-handed shot goes wide left.
Let's take one more look at that first Brewer goal. You see that nice little touch right there by Carr.
Beautiful feed.
And it deflected. Right off number 10 for the Broncos. Isaiah Dove.
Goal given to Alex Carroll for the Witches. Made it 1-1 at that time, but Fascio with the second goal for the Broncos, making it 2-1.
Hampden's really struggling with the lack of space on the outside. Close quarters here at Doyle.
Well, holding their own despite being man down. Charged there by Fascio, the captain. And he got pushed in the back.
They'll take the penalty kick.
And that happens because he was in the penalty area.
Yes, he was.
All right. Alex Hodgins, the man in orange. Fascio's the guy for the Broncos. And
great save.
Beautiful save there by Hodgins.
Great save again.
Pounces on it, and another save by Hodgins. Wow. A couple of beauties there for the senior goaltender for the Brewer Witches.
In his first varsity start, nonetheless.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Very impressive.
The graduation of Matt Mousseau.
Well, we'll see if that great defensive work there by the Brewer goalie inspires the Witches. Here's Carr in a battle with Dove. Carr goes down. Goodrich boots it ahead. And his teammate can't quite get to it. That was Ben Lord. And slammed off the body there of Saunders. Another toss in by the Broncos and Colin Scobie. Well, high in the air, rising high in the air, was Brennan Phillips. It has been very physical from the outset, Jay. Now, how would you rate this, comparatively speaking, to the average high school soccer? Hodgins, another save there, much easier than his previous two saves. One on the penalty kick and the second one on the... I did see one example of good sportsmanship, which I was very impressed with. Where somebody actually went to shake somebody's hand, which you aren't necessarily supposed to do these days.
Right now, no. That's
true.
Love
the intent there. Goodrich drops it in front of the net, which is trying to get a shot off. Can't do it. And the clear by the Broncos all the way across midfield, and the Witches will have to retreat and try to reset things. Seniors on the Brewer girls soccer team.
White's got to get out of there. Just stay out of trouble. Just play. Just play.
There's Russell. Nifty handle there. Goalie out of the net. Moran.
I think he was anticipating that a strike on the left side was just going to thread that needle up there, but did not connect.
Sparks Avenue in Brewer. Oh, opportunity here for Brewer, and it's Carr, and that shot is denied by Moran, which is still in control on the near side. Pass deflected, eventually gets to Russell. Boots it back. We've reached the 10-minute mark here. Brewer on the move. Pass intercepted right there by the Broncos. Intercepted by Sam Burnham.
No card awarded. Just wanted to talk to him, settle things down, especially in front of the Brewer bench.
Arch and kick. Carr couldn't quite get to it. Now he's in a battle for that ball. It's going to be off Brewer. Nope, it's going to be off Hampden. Let's see.
Carr is so quick up top. You know, he's going to get every ball. He's going to fight for every ball. You know, Hampden's trying to mark him as best as they can.
And it's knocked out of there by Dove for Hampden.
Kick for this year.
Pass a little too strong over the Brewer players. And toss in here by the Broncos. What do we got here? Little break. While we have a moment, we'll tell you high school sports, high school soccer here tonight at Doyle Field, brought to you by Greenway Equipment Sales. Nothing runs like a deer in Bangor and Ellsworth and at greenwayequipment.com.
This is the weekend.
I got to head out there.
Might be the last good weekend of the, and probably the best weekend of the fall right here.
And when the snow gets closer, I got to get one of those other things.
Don't say that four-letter word. We have a lot of October to go. Let's embrace it.
What is time, actually? Here
It's
in the year
2020. That's true.
What is time?
That's true.
Like I've lost the whole concept. Where are we, Jay, right now? What time is it?
Doesn't matter. We're here.
That's right.
It's funny. Kind of. Sometimes it seems like it was 15 years ago. Sometimes it feels like it was yesterday. But when these two schools battled at it down in Augusta, that classic semifinal right down there, several players were on the court that day, on the field here today.
Right. And it was a classic. Also brings up some bad memories for some people here in the press box.
Good memories for others, we will say.
I mean, it was just a great game to watch and call and be a part of. As they say, one team's got to win, and that means the other team's got to lose.
I think those two teams in Coney really separated themselves last year.
There will be other games.
Yes.
Eventually here.
So it looks like with a foul on Hampden right here, the advantage really didn't develop, you know, as well as it could have. Typically when you have a foul and you have the opportunity to play on, we'll allow it. But you also have the opportunity to bring it back, whatever's the most advantageous. You want to recognize the foul regardless.
Nice takeaway there by Saunders. And the Witches try to regroup and get something going here offensively at the tail end of this first half of action. Down 2-1. Waning moments of half number one. Long boot there. That will go off Hampden. Throw in by the Witches. Oh, nice feed
Good
there.
ball
Here's
right there.
Carr on the right side. Trying to
Good
find
Carr.
somebody in front of the goal, but nobody was there. Except
Tried
the
to anticipate
Bronco.
a little bit too much there. It's the right idea. He was the one on top for the Brewer Witches.
In hindsight, maybe carried in a little deeper and wait for some teammates.
Yeah,
to
you know,
join.
and, he had that second defender kind of collapsing in on him in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Could have bought himself a little more time. And again, just like a corner kick, you want to make sure you have that 5v5 and reset accordingly. It's just a rethrow.
There's Carr in the middle of the action again. Ball trickles through, and
he's
up
ever
there
present.
by the goaltender. Yes, he is.
Ever present, to say the least.
Mentioned his name a number of times here tonight. A broadcast of high school sports here on Ticket TV. It's also brought to you by Dean's Detailing. Give your car a fresh start inside and out. Call 945-3016 or book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. I was shamed the other night, Jay.
Yes.
My vehicle was not looking all that pretty.
Yours? I'm surprised.
I know, but I was moving a few things or storing some things, and I had them in boxes, and the boxes just exploded just as I was getting them into the car. Some old items from the kids that I'd saved, and so I was shamed, so I took my vehicle to Dean's Detailing, got it cleaned up.
There we go. I might be next. I have to put the hard top. I don't want to put the hard top on the Jeep yet, but it's that time of year.
Close.
Bring it over to Dean's, get it all spiffied up before all the snow comes in.
Broncos with a 2-1 lead.
Things have settled over the past 10 or so minutes. Yeah, you see the speed of Carr right there.
Keeps it alive in that right side, and 2 players down. Now that's a tough call right there.
Yep.
Could go either way. Which way did it go?
Looks like it's coming in, and Brewer's going to get that direct kick right outside the area. Hampden's trying to plead their case. He kind of dropped his shoulder into Carr. I think the Hampden player was already beat.
Good look right there in front of the goal. Colby Smith got knocked to the turf. Ball off the left side of the net.
You know, with a minute 21 to go, I think Hampden's relatively fortunate still be up a goal and down a man. Brewers had all the momentum for the past half hour.
Can't forget that. They have been playing short-handed in this one.
Nope, nothing there. Good.
It's right there. The player went down, approaching the ball, and basically got tripped up by another player.
Yeah, the advantage really didn't develop. You know, it's tough to say, you know, being up here compared to being right on the field. You know, from my angle up here, looks like kind of the momentum swung the Hampden player down. You know, for what the officials saw down on the field. You know, you don't get this benefit. We wish we did.
Yeah, you could cover a lot of territory from up here.
Could do a game alone.
Oh, that went off the crossbar.
No touch right
and
there.
It's going to bound over the fence into the adjoining residential area.
Brewer's going to milk it a little bit, try to get to the half.
Better get Phil Pushart. And there you go. That is the end of the first half here at historic Doyle Field. After 1, it is the Hampden Academy Broncos. The visitors leading the Brewer Witches by a score of 2-1 under the lights. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the halftime show next. This is high school soccer on Ticket TV. All right, welcome back to Doyle Field. As you can see right there, the visitors, the guests here tonight with the lead over the homestanding Brewer Witches. Hampden Academy got the early lead. We'll get to some highlights in the next segment of the halftime report. Jim Churchill and Jay Baines from Brewer here tonight. Nathaniel Bailey working the camera. We'll be joined by Max Pottle in game number 2. As Hampden Academy coming into this one with a record of 1-2, trying to get to the 500 mark. Meanwhile, the Brewer Witches playing their first game of the season. And our broadcast of high school soccer here on this Tuesday night brought to you by Penobscot Cleaning Services. The only name you need to know for all your professional cleaning and disaster restoration needs. whether it be fire, water, mold, soot, trauma, and more. Plus, they have carpet, upholstery, and area rug cleaning with locations in Brewer and Trenton. Penobscot Cleaning Services, 44 years of serving the people of Maine. Find them at penobscotcleaning.com. And again, we'll get to the first half highlights coming up in the next segment. Jim Churchill and Jay Baines. And Jay, we've mentioned this a couple of times here tonight. A very physical game, and we've already had a disqualification here tonight for some extracurricular activity in front of the Brewer goal. But Hampden, despite being down a man for much of this first half, holding on to that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, Hampden's had those couple through balls on those 2 Hampden goals. They really haven't possessed the ball all that well today. Brewers really been dominating that possession kind of 75-80% of the time, especially in that middle third of the field. And Hampden, of course, being down a man, that doesn't help. But if you're just watching this game, you come away halfway through in this half, you wouldn't expect Brewer or Hampden to be up 2-1.
And the goals here tonight for Hampden, it was Sean McQuilkin getting the Broncos out to a 1-0 lead. That came very early in this contest here tonight, and then Brewer would tie it up several moments later, getting the goal on a nice assist from Gavin Carr. It was Alex Carroll to tie up the game at 1, but then later on it would be Mark Fasciol with the goal, a senior captain for the Broncos, as he gave the Broncos a 2-1 lead. And we should also mention the goaltender for Brewer, Alex Hodgins, Jay, and maybe do we have that highlight to?
Let me check.
All right, we can use that in the next segment. Right. I just wanted to mention he had a couple of outstanding saves. First on the penalty kick by Fasciol, and then the rebound. Fasciol had another golden opportunity, but Hodgins was there to deny it.
Yeah, and he's been really impressive, especially for his varsity start. A senior, kind of behind Matt Musso, who was just graduated this past year, who was Brewer's starting keeper for at least the past 2 or 3 years. But yeah, that big save in the PK that Hampden could have gone up 3-1, especially on the rebound as well. So he's been really impressive. Limited opportunities that Hampden's actually had a decent shot to get off on him.
And a reminder, coming up after this game, we're going to go to girls action. Once again, it will be senior night, and I believe there are 4 seniors on that Brewer girls soccer team, and they will be honored prior to the contest. While we have a second right here, Jay, let's take a look at the Brewer High School boys roster. And as we mentioned, 8 seniors honored prior to the game here tonight, but you see a good mix of every class at Brewer High School on this soccer team.
Yeah, Ben Poland's done a really good job kind of rebuilding this program over the past 8 to 10 years. Of course, they got that big win over Bangor last year, towards the end of last year. I believe they went in as the 7th seed in Class A last year. They were able to jump Hampden and Hampden Bangor. So kind of them finishing up. And they've been up and down between Class A and Class B over the past few years. I've been really fortunate to work quite a few of their games over the past few years as well. Mm-hmm. They play hard. They're really well coached. They're good kids. They play the game the right way. They're physical, as we've seen tonight. It's exactly what high school soccer is all about. And Ben Poland's a phenomenal coach, and he's done a really good job with this program.
All right, and we'll take a look at the Hampden Academy boys roster here momentarily. And once again, next week we'll have more high school field hockey and high school soccer action for you. Let's take a look at the Bronco roster. And again, Hampden Academy, coached by Damian Gordon, and a couple of seniors with goals here tonight for the Broncos. And they've had a very steady program over the years.
Yeah, they definitely have been. I think the success of their program is partially why I stopped playing, because I couldn't compete, that's for sure. Back in my high school days. Damian Gordon in his first year as a varsity coach. He's the JV coach the past couple of years as well. Kind of a late hire as well. He does have the interim tag. Paul Wellman did step down right before the season. Mm-hmm. So he's been very excited. Damian's also one of our officials as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's had to take the year off, unfortunately. Kind of part of the officiating shortage. But, we have good people involved in the game, and he's been really excited to further his coaching career as well.
All right, so there's a good look at the Bronco varsity roster. All right, we're going to take a break here. Before we take a break, We want to remind you that our broadcast here tonight is also brought to you by Northeast Driving School. They're Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. In fact, the state of Maine's #1 driving school. Visit their location at 360 Harlow Street in Bangor, or you can very simply register at northeastdrivingschool.com. You can check out the schedule and, again, register for upcoming courses at northeastdrivingschool.com. All right, we're going to take that break now. We'll come back with the highlights from the first half. We'll also look ahead to the upcoming schedules for these two programs as well. That's coming up here on the Halftime Report. This is high school soccer on Ticket TV.